In a world blanketed by endless snow, where the wind whispered tales of biting cold, lived 5 stick beings. They were a family of sorts, bound together by the harshness of their the oldest, wise and weathered, and the youngest, full of life and curiosity, shared a special bond. They were inseparable, finding warmth in their friendship against the constant chill. The cold was relentless, seeping into their wooden bodies, making every moment a struggle for survival. One day, the cold became unbearable. The air was so frigid it felt like tiny needles piercing their frames. The oldest, seeing the despair in the eyes of the others, knew he had to act. He held his sturdy staff, a companion through countless winters, and with a heavy heart, he snapped it into pieces. He skillfully arranged the splinters and, with a spark of his own energy, ignited a small, hopeful flame. The fire crackled to life. A tiny sun in their world of white. They all gathered around, huddling close to the flickering light. The warmth was a blessing, but it was weak against the overwhelming cold. The fire needed more fuel to truly protect them. Seeing this, the second and third stick figures made a great sacrifice. They each broke off half of their own bodies and tossed the pieces into the flames. The fire roared, growing stronger and brighter, pushing back the darkness and the biting frost. But even this was not enough. The immense cold of the land was a powerful foe. As the fire began to dwindle once more, a dark thought took root in the fourth stick figure. He had watched the others sacrifice, but fear and selfishness had twisted his heart. He refused to give up a part of himself. Instead, he saw the oldest, frail from starting the fire, as the ultimate fuel. In a shocking act of betrayal, he shoved the oldest into the blazing inferno. The wise, old stick figure was consumed by the very flame he had created to save them. The others cried out in horror. The second and third stick figures, already weakened, tried to stop the monstrous act, but the traitor was consumed by a cold fury far worse than the winter's chill. He turned on them, his strength fueled by desperation, and pushed them into the fire one by one. The youngest watched, frozen in disbelief and terror, as his entire family was sacrificed to the roaring flames. His heart, once warm with friendship, was now a frozen block of grief and rage. He was the only one left. The fire, now a monstrous pyre built on betrayal, cast long, dancing shadows. The warmth it offered felt like a curse. The youngest, his small frame trembling with a powerful new resolve, knew he could not let this stand. He snatched a burning branch from the heart of the fire. It glowed with the embers of his fallen family, a torch of vengeance in his tiny hand. He turned to face the betrayer, who now stood alone, mesmerized by the destructive power he had unleashed. The youngest, with a cry that echoed across the frozen wasteland, charged forward. He swung the burning branch with all his might. He wasn't just fighting for himself. He was fighting for his friends, for his family, for the wise old leader who had only wanted to protect them. The clash was fierce, a whirlwind of fire and fury against the silent, watching snow. In the end, only one could remain. As the last of the fire died down, a single, small figure stood tall, silhouetted against the dawn, forever changed by the night's tragic blaze. He was alone, but he had survived, carrying the memory of his loved ones into the new day.